Hello, I'm Kori Nicole Barnes with Worst of Us TV, and I'm here with Dr. Jackie, who's on Married to Medicine. How are you doing today?
How are you, Corey?
I'm good. I'm so glad to speak with you. I feel like, one of the legendary, members, of course, of the cast. So, like, how great is it, right, to have a new season, introducing the new girls? Like, how are we feeling?
I'm excited. I think this year is going to be better than every year. Every year, I think we keep getting better with different
Y'all do.
stories. Yes, so I think it's gonna be a great year.
Yes, and I have you you know, garnered or gone closer to some of the new girls in particular? Or is there anyone, even in like the normal cast, that you have resolved issues with that you're looking forward to fans seeing down the line?
Well, this year I was entrusted to work very closely with Toya. Oh God, yes, with Toya. And I actually got to know Angel a little better. She's from New Orleans. I'm from Mississippi. We kind of have bordering
Mhm.
states, really, but counties. And so I talked a lot to her. She has a scrub line, and I started a scrub line. So who can learn from somebody who's already done it? So a
Yeah,
lot with Angel.
I would love to talk more about, of course, your new line as well. Like, what was the inspiration behind that? How's it going? Where do you see it going?
Well, I would like to see it as big as some of the other name brand scrubs, but we wanted a fashion line of scrubs, something you could put on. And I keep saying to people that you could go to the clinic and you could put on some heels and go for cocktails and dinner.
That's a good balance.
You looked good in and you felt good about it, and it's as functional at work as it could be at dinner.
And honestly, I love that you spoke on fashion because I was looking at your glasses. Those are so cool. Like the design, very fashionable. Even your poster in the back. I love an all white fit. That's why I'm like, I love the personality. How would you describe your style?
Um, I'm traditional chic. Like I don't want to, I like pieces that I can have forever and ever and ever and I can mix and match and they're not so trendy. I
Yes.
like to be chic. Like I like the shoulder here, but respect the fact that I'm a more mature woman, so I don't want to give you too much of it.
Have you always, been like that with your style? Have you always, because I feel like in the show, like you always, it's just elevated, right? So that's what I'm like, take us through that journey.
Yeah, so I was the girl who would cut the collar out of the t-shirt, who would tie a belt over here. When we were growing up, I was all about, everything needed to match and but I've evolved and don't want to be matchy matchy, but I've always liked fashion since I was a kid.
And I think that is, of course, something that viewers and fans they can resonate with, even if they are into like the field of medicine, is that you can still have other interests in different areas. You can still be successful, right, with having your own scrub line and kind of having that like that fashion interest, but it also correlates with, your main passions. Even balancing those type of venues and multifaceted areas, is it ever like ever stressful or like hectic when you endure in different like areas, or is it always just been like very effortlessly like flowing. Like you're always able to manage different projects.
No, no, no. I have that are I call it stretched days. I don't like to call it stress because stress gives a negative connotation. I like to say my days are stretched.
I love that.
And you stretch a rubber band and you let go, you may just propel me even further. But days that are very stretchful. But I realize that when I wake up in the morning and I practice waking up, quiet time, recentering myself, getting ready for the day, positive affirmations, listen to podcasts while I'm dressing so that I'm ready for the day because we go in and we listen to, for us, we listen to women all day with their issues, and it almost feels like a sponge. You absorb all of their energy, sometimes negative energy, and you have to be able to balance that. So yeah, it's a stretchful life.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, even balancing the show, right? I mean, it's a lot of personalities, a lot of different dynamics and situations. So how do you even keep your, sanity and just like, okay, peace, meditation? Is it just like, let me just remove myself from this for a second? Or what are your methods like when you feel stretched in the sense of that?
Yeah. It has become easier because I'm learning each woman's personality and what are their triggers and how do you get them to come back around. and be friends, but be honest. I used to be a little afraid to be transparent and honest, but I'm very honest with the ladies now.
And honestly, I feel like transparency can kind of intimidate some people, right? But I think that it's a beautiful thing. I love being direct. I hate anything that's like non-direct because I don't even think that's confrontational. I just think they're just being like blunt, like this is what it is.
Not delivery though, Corey. It's how
Delivery.
you, yeah. So you have to know, like I will tell you with Heavenly, the worst thing I can do is try and get Heavenly to calm down in the group.
Okay.
You know, she's usually the
You're like, I
person I
know her.
gotta,
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta take behind the screen and say, listen, you need to calm down why this is important. Simone is the one I can kind of get her to chill in the midst of it.
Hmm.
But you just gotta learn your friends, learn when it's appropriate to say and what not to say and what triggers them. So it's getting easier each year.
Yeah, and then y'all are, of course, discussing topics like motherhood as well, and like helping Quad throughout that IVF journey. And how has that been? Because that's so touching and sentimental. Like a lot of people, experience that.
Right. And I'm hoping that Quad's journey will speak to millions because it hasn't been an easy journey for Quad or for me because I felt like I was reliving my own journey. But it was good in that who could better tell Quad about fertility than me? Because one, I've been that down that road and I am a doctor and I'm a friend. So I thought we had the best of three worlds.
For, audiences that do resonate and connect with you that may feel like, a particular way about their journeys, is there any advice that you give to them, or is there anything that you want them to take away from it since you all are just being so openly, speaking about it?
Most important thing is find a doctor you trust. Find a doctor who makes you who you feel seen, heard, and valued. And I say it over and over again. You got to find a doctor you can have a good girlfriend conversation with and not feel like we got to speak in the medical jargons. We can say, girl, that makes no sense. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not judging you, but you trust me enough to allow me to take care of you during such a hard time.
No, truly. And I think that you all really balance the being authentic, right? And also showing that transparency because it's not always the easiest to show that vulnerability to millions of people at
Yeah.
once. So how do you even deal with any like feedback or positive or negative reviews of the show, or particularly like your role on the series? Like, do you just kind of like ignore everything? You're just like, no, like peace of mind, or do you pay attention to what any reviews?
I mean, we certainly listen to the reviews because they can only make you better, you
Right.
know?
Hmm.
And that's what I use the negative comments and negative reviews to is how can we be better?
Hmm.
And so I don't get upset. Everybody can have an opinion.
Hmm.
And a lot of times people aren't in your shoes. If you really walked a day in my shoes, most people couldn't get to day two. So I don't get upset about negative reviews. Now, if they're disrespectful, that's a whole different ball game. But if you don't like something, you have a right to not like it. And I can only use your comments to get better.
And I actually love like how articulate you are. You're very like sure of yourself. I feel like you give off that, confident like boss women because you're in the midst of all of them, right? So it's like so many personalities.
Surround I can surround myself with an amazing team of friends that tell you the truth about yourself. Because sometimes you start feeling yourself. Because think about, I mean, I walk out of the OR and I'll give you a story. On last Friday, I had a patient that I was taking to surgery, and her hemoglobin, her blood count was 3. Should be at least 11. Like she was at the point of death when she walked in the OR. And when she left, I felt like I saved her life.
Yes.
So you can walk out feeling real good about yourself, but you got some good girlfriends, go sit down. Okay. But
Mhm.
so I think if you surround yourself with people who can be honest with you, then it makes us better.
And then do you feel like when you all do connect all together, even with the new, girls coming in, that it's meshed very well? Like everyone is pretty much, do you feel like it's working really well this season? Or you're just like, okay, we're gonna get a few more seasons. Like,
Some days it's working very well, and some days it's not. But if you watch episode 1, you'll see like I felt like, okay, let me just fall on a knife and
hmm.
just put all of my shortcomings out there, and maybe it'll get the girls talking and see that it's okay to say, I messed up. I
Hmm.
want to be a better friend. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll get more seasons because we stay friends. And if real friends, it's like family reunion. You get with your family, you love them,
You love them,
but you
right?
might not like them.
And honestly, for those fans that are like, medical students, like if they are looking to get there in either to eventually, be in a show such as this or even have a career in the trajectory that you have, like what do you guide them to do, whether that's like through schooling or like whether certain internships, like what would be like a good plan?
Well, you have no choice but to go to school. So
Of
you got to
course.
go. But I do say find a mentor. Everybody, I think every woman needs somebody she looks up to. Because if you're the smartest person and the it in the room, then you're not in a room in the right room. You need somebody always that you're looking and inspiring to be like.
Wow, and I love that because I honestly feel like you're serving like a lot of wisdom, right? Like this season, because again, you're like, okay, I know you're starting to decipher, like I know she can't be calmed down right now, but I can calm down her in this setting, and I know that this will trigger them, so let me just try to maneuver and just kind of work well with everyone. And even with them, do you feel like they know your, triggers well or your mannerisms, so they're easily able to be like, okay, like let's just.
I think we've learned that with each other. Now, sometimes it works to your disadvantage because they know what triggers you.
Oh, right, that is true.
But, so they'll push the buttons, but you got to be smart enough to know when to respond and when not to respond.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm so excited just for you all to continue, right, with the growth. You all are doing amazing. I look up to you all as well, just as you are so successful, very positive, just intelligence. And I'm just so excited for viewers, to watch our
You know what? You'll see the men involved this year in ways that they've never been involved before. And I was told somebody earlier, we may be the ones sitting in the chairs behind them and they're
Yeah.
on the couch.
Yes, I know, right? And honestly, though, but I think it's good, right, to see. Well, you feel like it's good to see more of the balance of them, right, incorporated. So it's like a real like this is how we balance the family and also the aspect because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Sometimes we don't want to hear what they have to say, Corey. You know how it is.
No, I do. You're right. It's true. It's like, please, not right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Not right now. But no, thank you so much again for sitting down with me. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm Kori Nicole Barnes, the of us TV, and I'm here again with Dr. Jackie on Married to Medicine.
Thank you.